All right, so our vote is almost over, guys. Sorry, Tom, could you drop me a message and a message with the results of both polls, please? So I just have it for the record. I'm overestimating his viewers' poker skills. I don't think I am. I've always had a suspicion that the stakes that we play on stream are actually hitting a lot of the right stakes for people to try and play against these kinds of opponents. And also, stakes and skill don't necessarily always apply. I mean, I think there are probably a few $25 and $10 regs that are better than $100 semi-regs, you know. There are definitely some grinders playing 25s that are gonna be better than 100 players, no doubt about it. Like, no doubt about it. No one picked higher than 25 last time, so let's try this one. Okay, cool. Guys, get your votes and maybe we should just run it for longer. I don't know. I like doing polls though. I feel like we should poll more often, Tom. I know you're hot on the mod front, so maybe we should try and just do some funnier polls. Neil says, Nick, have you tried running better? I'm running pretty good today, actually. To be fair, we won three of the 4 games we played. I think a 1/3 on this flop is cool. Getting check raised here would be kind of interesting. Happy Minty says, hey Nick, hope you're doing good. Quick question, what is the most optimal line with ace-8 off and big blind when both button and small blind limps pre-flop? I would almost depending on the stack depth, I would probably just ship it in pre-flop. When the button limps, you can do a whole lot of wacky stuff. I wouldn't. If with ace-8 off, I probably would. I would probably just ship at almost any stack depth. I think we make this 2.5. Yeah, something like that. At 25 big blinds effective, if the button limped and the big blind was obviously in the big blind and we're in the small blind. Sorry, when we're in the big blind. Especially if the small blind limps and the button limps, I would probably just shove ace-8. At 25, I can't really think of any situation where I wouldn't just ship it in, to be honest, unless I had notes that like the button was trapping in those situations. But that one comes up a lot more often than you think. Zuzuhu, if you want to get the push fold stuff, you can get it for free on one sec, let's play this part. If you search for Nash Equilibrium Push Fold, you can get it for free from Hold'em Resources. We can still beat Jack 10. Jack 10 might just bet turn though, so could be a queen. Yeah, I don't love this spot with a deuce. All right, keep voting, you guys. Keep voting. Don't you think the guys in the hundreds that are worse than the 25 regs will move down super quick because they get destroyed? No, not necessarily. And I'm not necessarily talking about regs at the hundreds. Like if you're a bad reg at the hundreds, you're going to get burned really quick, so you probably would be forced to move down. I just mean players who play hundreds in general, right? So there are people from the community that don't play professionally that will be beating spin and goes by a decent margin. They just prefer to play recreationally. So what I'm saying is that probably like the best regs at the 25s are better than the average player at the hundreds, including like recreational players at the hundreds. Tom is just hot, full stop. Exactly, QB. Yeah, that's a different conversation though as well, Frankster. There's probably players playing the hundreds who are just smashing volume for that reason. So they probably would do better if they were do better in terms of actual ROI if they weren't smashing so much volume. We'll probably move up stakes pretty quick here, guys. Maybe like one more 10 and then we'll play some 25s. I feel like we're making good decisions so far today. Try not to use all of our run good here. So it looks like we had